السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، فإن خير الكلام كلام الله، وخير الهدي هدي رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، وشر الأمور محدثاتها، وكل محدثة بدعة، وكل بدعة ضلالة، وكل ضلالة في النار، عياذا بالله تعالى من النار. ويجر إلى النار وما يؤدي إليها من الأقوال والأعمال والعقائد والأخلاق الفاسدة الخبيثة. Certainly all praises are for Allah. And it is our job, our duty, our honor, and our pleasure to do that, to praise Him. We ask Allah for help and assistance. We beg of His mercy, His pardon, His forgiveness. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal to steer us in the correct path and to keep us steadfast and firm thereupon. We ask Allah, the Mighty and the Most High, to protect us from the evils of our own selves and the consequences of our bad judgments and our poor actions. Those who are guided, it's because Allah has made them so, and those who are misled, it's because Allah, the Mighty and the Most High, has also made them so. We believe in everything that is decreed and meant to be, everything that is ordained, everything that was written, it was written. وَأَن تُؤْمِنَ بِالْقَدْرِ خَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ. And for you to believe in the qadr, the good for sure, and quote unquote the shar, even though there's no evil that is attributed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As the Prophet ﷺ used to supplicate and call out to Allah, wal khayru, and all good is in your hands, O Allah. Wal sharru, he says, an evil, laysa ilayka, is never attributed to you. It's never attributed to you. He whom I hope for to forgive me of my sins. وَلَا تُخْزِنِي يَوْمَ يُبْعَثُونَ, on the day in which the servants are resurrected, Ibrahim said, don't disgrace me on that day. وَالَّذِي, and he, Ibrahim says, أَطْمَعُ أَنْ يَغْفِرَ لِي خَطِيئَتِي يَوْمَ الدِّينِ, I'm hopeful and I look forward to Allah's mercy on that day. And then Ibrahim ﷺ went on to explain the relationship that he has with Allah and the relationship that he has between himself and Allah Azza wa Jal. He who guides me, he who creates me, he who does this, he who does this, he who feeds me, and he who gives me drink. وَإِذَا مَرِضْتُ فَهُوَ يَشْفِينِ. And he says, and when I become sick, he cures me. And Ibrahim ﷺ, he didn't say, وَالَّذِي يُمْرِضُنِي, he who causes me to become sick. Even though the one who causes someone to become sick and cured is Allah. It's only Allah. But Ibrahim, he didn't say that. He says, when I become sick, Allah cures me. I.e., Ibrahim ﷺ did not attribute the action of causing sickness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَالشَّرُّ لَيْسَ إِلَيْكِ, there's no negativity that's attributed to Allah. No negativity is attributed to Allah. All of what Allah does is good and positive. But that which takes place of a specific issue, of a specific incident, of a specific accident, could be bad for you. Could be bad for a person, for a time and for a place. But the creation of Allah, the qadr of Allah, the destiny that Allah has made, there's nothing which is evil. And all of Allah's will and His decree is good. وَأَن تُؤْمِنَ بِالْقَدَرِ خَيْرِهِ, absolute khayr. وَشَرِّهِ, quote unquote. And other narrations, حُلْوِهِ وَمُرِّهِ, the sweet qadr and the bitter qadr. That which pleases you and that which does not please you. People today, they talk about how God does not exist. And the proof that God doesn't exist is that there's human suffering in the world. And that there are millions of people who are starving. And they have no food, no water, no shelter, no protection. And all of the horrible atrocities that are committed against the weak and the poor. They say, where was God then? Where was God there? Where was He at when these people met their awful fate? And so many people are suffering in the world today. It's proof that God doesn't exist. Well, those who aren't suffering, and you have the ability to ask this question, and you have the ability to compare good to bad, where is Allah then? Or, okay, I get it, you just do whatever you want to do and accept whatever you like to accept. The good, you accept. That's destiny. That's fate. But the bad, I won't accept that. So be very careful of the creed of Islam and the creed of other than non-Islam, whether it be atheism or other than atheists. And those who say, oh, you can't blame that on God, or that's not, God didn't do that, we did that. They'll accept the good fate, the good destiny, but they won't accept that which is shar. And that's not the aqidah about Islam. And from that, brothers and sisters, is to understand and to believe that Allah has guided and Allah has misguided. To believe in that. مَنْ يَهْدِهِ اللَّهُ فَلَا مُضِلَّ لَهُ, Allah has guided the person, no one can mislead them. وَمَنْ يُضْلِلْ فَلَا هَادِيَ لَهُ, and whoever Allah misleads, no one can guide him. Why not? What if an eloquent speaker comes along? What if you give that person a gift? What if they're around Islam their whole entire lives? Because Allah did not will for that heart to be expanded and opened up. So we must believe this, brothers, and we must believe this, sisters. We have to understand this, that guidance and misguidance is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Period. So if you are guided, be thankful and grateful. And if you are down and depressed and sad, and you feel like a hypocrite, and you feel that you've lost hope, and you've despaired, and there's no way I can recover, and my religion is in ruins, and, be grateful that you're still a Muslim. Be grateful that Allah honored you with Islam. Be grateful that Allah Azza wa Jalla has allowed you to see your shortcomings, and to see your flaws, and to see your errors, and to feel that there's a need for self-criticism. Be happy for that. Be grateful that you realize that you need Tawbah, and that your religion is struggling. Be grateful for that. Because you could be misled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can wake up early in the morning, have your morning coffee, you can go to sleep, have your dinner and your dessert and your snacks, you can go to work, you can save your money, you can go to college, you can die from cancer and diabetes in the hospital, and you can just live your normal, happy kafir life. And that's the purpose of creation, is to live on this earth, to amass wealth, to have fun, to have an art or a hobby, sports, and that's it. But Allah didn't make you like that. Allah gave you the ability to feel sad. Allah gave you the ability to have regret, to have remorse, and to feel that I am lacking when it comes to Allah's rights. And as we have previously explained, no one feels safe from hypocrisy except that they are a munafiq. And no one is afraid of nifaq except that they are a believer. So be mindful of that, brothers and sisters. I bear witness and I testify that Allah alone without any partner deserves to be worshipped. And I bear witness and I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his servant and his messenger. So proceed. The most truthful speech is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran al-Kareem. And the most excellent guidance is the guidance of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, as-sunnatu nabawiyya, the prophetic sunnah. And the worst of all affairs are things which are made up, things which are newly introduced, because the muhdathat are bid'ah, and bid'ah is misguidance, and misguidance has only one residence, and that's in Jahannam. It dwells no other place, it lives no other place, it leads to no other place, it is attached to no other place except for the fire of hell. Guidance, its abode is Jannah. The direction, the destination of guidance is paradise. And the direction, the destination of misguidance is no other place except for the fire of hell, that awful place that we ask Allah to protect us therefrom. أما بعد قال الإمام مسلم رحمه الله تعالى في مسنده الصحيح حدثني محمد بن عبد الله بن نمير الهمداني قال حدثنا عبد الله بن يزيد قال حدثنا حيوة قال أخبرني شرحبيل بن شريك أنه سمع أبا عبد الرحمن الحبولي يحدث عن عبد الله بن عمرو رضي الله تعالى عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم قال الدنيا متاع وخير متاعها المرأة الصالحة أو كما قال رحمه الله. Imam Muslim has narrated on the authority of Abdullah ibn Amr ibn al-As, may Allah be pleased with him and with his father, that the Messenger of Allah alayhi salatu wasalam said, ad-dunya mata', the worldly life is a provision, a means of provision, a means of outfitting. Ad-dunya mata', the worldly life is a means of enjoyment, it's a means of pleasure, it's a means of you enjoying yourself. وَخَيْرُ مَتَاعِهَا الْمَرْأَةُ الصَّالِحَةُ, and the best of the worldly life and its enjoyment, the best provision, the best gear for this journey, for this trekking that you're doing. Because the word mata' has more than one meaning. Mata' could be enjoyment, pleasure, and mata' could mean a provision. You outfit yourself with this dunya. The best thing to get from this dunya, the best thing to have from this dunya, the best thing to be blessed by Allah with regards to this dunya is a righteous woman. A righteous woman. A pious woman. This hadith is in Sahih Muslim. And there are other versions of this hadith, or sub-versions or sub-narrations of a righteous wife, in which the Prophet ﷺ is quoted to have said the following three things in interpreting who is a righteous woman. Mal maqsood bil mar'at as-salihah. What's meant by there's the one who prays all of the time, fasts all of the time, gives all of her sadaqah, has no flaws, no errors, no mistakes, no shortcomings. Mal maqsood bil mar'at as-salihah. What's meant by a righteous woman? The narration says, إِذَا نَظَرَ إِلَيْهَا سَرَّتْ وَإِذَا أَمَرَهَا أَطَعَتْ وَإِذَا غَابَ عَنْهَا حَفِظَتْ. Three things. When he looks towards her, saratu, she pleases him. When he looks at his wife, he's happy and he's pleased. وَإِذَا أَمَرَهَا أَطَعَتْ. And when he commands her, he orders her, he requests her to do something, she does it. وَإِذَا غَابَ عَنْهَا حَفِظَتْ. And whenever he's traveling, he's away, he's not home, she holds him down. She protects him. She keeps him safe. The hadith says, إِذَا نَظَرَ إِلَيْهَا سَرَّتُ. When he looks towards her, he's pleased and he's happy. وَإِذَا أَمْرَهَا أَطَعَتُ. And when he commands her, she does it. What you want is done. There's no discussion, there's no argument. Rather, it is not even a suggestion. That's your will and your bidding, khalas. Consider it over. وَإِذَا غَابَ عَنْهَا حَفِظَتْهُ. And when you're not around, there's no man that's near me. There's no man that I'm talking to. There's no man in my house. There's no one I'm flirting with, or talking with, or conversating with. There's no one that is going to find out your secrets that the brothers in the masjid do not know about. And if the brothers in the masjid knew about these secrets, they would disown you. They wouldn't look at you the same. From the leader to the led. Wouldn't look at you the same if they knew about this mistake that you made, and this problem that you have, and this disease or illness or infection that you used to have, or you're suffering from, or the shortcoming that you have, or your wealth, your money. You come back, the money is there. The house is in one piece. Rather, I've invested your wealth. I've looked after you. I've cleaned the thing. I've polished the thing. I've made it tidy for you when you come back. Hafizatu. And most importantly, this woman never, ever allows anyone to say anything negative about her husband. And one of the most cardinal mistakes is for a woman to make jokes about her husband in public. One of the most cardinal mistakes is to say, oh, my husband's lazy, joking and laughing. I wish my husband was like this. Oh, but man, my husband, please, I wish I could have that. It's a huge mistake. And men do not like this. It may be a joke to you. He may smile. He may shrug it off. But deep down inside, he's offended. Why are you talking about my shortcomings in front of another man? My father, your father, my mother, what I did, the argument that we got in stays in the house. Hafizatu. My children, the problems, the ups, the downs, it stays in the house. These three qualities. Ask yourself, Yaqi, are you blessed by Allah? Are you even married? Are you striving to get married? Are you trying to get married? And what woman are you looking for? And what is the condition of the woman that you're looking for? And if you have a woman like this, how grateful are you? How grateful are you? How thankful to Allah to have a woman that pleases you, whether it's the physical pleasure. And the ulama of Islam, they've explained this as well, clearing up many misconceptions that many Muslims have. That if you have a righteous wife, that she cannot be beautiful. If you have a righteous wife, she's not to be pleasing to you. If you have a righteous wife, then she has to be displeasing. That's not true. And the ulama of Islam, they say, ad-dayyinatul afifatul jamila. Ad-dayyina al-afifa al-jamila is the one who is religious. And she's spiritual. Afifa. She's clean and chaste. She's not filthy. She's not dirty. Her tongue isn't dirty. Akhlaq are clean. Physical body, clean. Everything about her sexuality is only between her and you. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Allah says therein in Jannah, they will have wives who are mutahhara, purified, cleansed, purged of any type of sediment or filth. And the ulama of Islam, they say that women in paradise do not menstruate because that's filth. Women in paradise do not use the bathroom. They do not relieve themselves because that's filth. Women in Jannah do not look at other men because that's filth. Women in paradise do not disrespect their husbands and make it sarcastic and rude because that is what? That's filth. Physical and metaphysical filth is removed from the women of paradise. Ad-dayyina, al-afifa, al-jamila, and the one who's pleasing to your eyes. It doesn't mean that she's the most beautiful woman, nor does it mean that she has no bodily flaws, or no errors, or no scars, or no stretch marks, or no mistakes. It doesn't mean that. But she is pleasing to your eyes, and you find beauty in her, and you find attraction in her, and you realize this is where I fulfill my sexual desires. That's where I fulfill my sexual desires, with this beautiful, chaste, pious woman. So brothers, do you have this type of woman? And if you do, how have you thanked Allah? How grateful to Allah have you been for Allah giving that wife that you've been married to for 30 years now, whether that has helped? 40 years. You've grown old and gray. You have children and grandchildren, and that woman was behind you and supported you. Who was the woman behind the Prophet ﷺ? Who supported him? Who gave him the advice? Was it Abu Bakr as-Siddiq? Was it Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anhu? Was it Zayd ibn Haritha? Was it Sa'ad ibn Abi Waqqas? Was it this companion from the Sabiqeen al-Awwaleen min al-Muhajirin wal-Ansar? Was it from the early companions? No. It was a woman. It was Khadija. And the Prophet ﷺ was afraid. And he was scared. And he was shaken up. And he was distraught. As if he was traumatized by that major epic encounter with that strong brolic angel. First and foremost is seeing an angel. Encountering an angel. That's traumatic enough for a human being. Let alone Jibreel alayhi salam told him to do something. Asked him to do something that he didn't know how to do. And he says, do it anyway. And then he says, فَأَخَذَنِي فَقَطَّنِي. He grabbed me. He enveloped me. He squeezed me. He squeezed me so hard. حَتَّى بَلَغَ مِنِّي الْجَهْدِ, until I could barely breathe. And I thought it was it. He was going to crush me to death. فَأَرْسَلَنِي. Then he left me. And then he said, اقرأ, a second time. And a third time until he left. And the Prophet ﷺ, he was afraid, he was shaking, he was trembling. He was in a cold sweat. And he told Khadija, Zammiluni, Zammiluni, cover me up, give me some water, give me some covers. I'm scared, I'm shaking. And he says, Khashitu ala nafsi, I was afraid. And Khadija radiallahu anha, that beautiful, righteous, pious woman, that strong woman, she supported him. And she put the battery in his back. She stood behind him. She says, Kalla wallahi la yukhzika Allahu abadan. She says, nay, Allah won't disgrace you. Have no fear. Don't worry. Allah will never humiliate you. What you're thinking and feeling would never ever take place. Why not? I'm afraid, I'm scared. Khadija radiallahu anha, she says, Innaka latasilu rahim. She says, you keep relations with your family members and your relatives. وَتَصْدَقُ الْحَدِيثِ. And you're truthful in your speech. وَتَحْمِلُ الْكَلْبِ. وَتُكْسِبُ الْمَعْدُومِ. وَتَقْلِ الضَّيْفِ. وَتُعِينُ عَلَى نَوَائِبِ الْحَقِّ. You're a good host. You're a good relative. You're a good neighbor. You're an honest person. I.e. وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Your tremendous character is the proof that you are not hallucinating. It's the proof that you won't be killed, you won't be murdered, you won't be humiliated, you won't be embarrassed because of good character. Good character. So we have to look at the wives that Allah has given us. Are we grateful to Allah for having these wives? Are we appreciative? Did you listen to your mother when she says, don't marry this woman? Don't marry her. I know she's beautiful. I know you like her. I know you have a lot in common, but trust me, son, she's not the one for you. She is not the one for you, and you didn't listen to your mother. You married the woman, years later, you got divorced, you have children, and what your mother said, it appeared and it manifested. And your mother, she says, it's okay, son. She still doesn't judge you. It's all right. We all make mistakes in life. I made mistakes in life. But next time, listen to me. Next time, listen to me. And that's because, as a wise woman once said, telling her son who was brilliant, who was intelligent, who was righteous and religious and pious, she said, oh, son Fulan, you may do this better than me. You may have this better than me. You may have memorized this better than me, but it's one thing that you'll never ever get over me, ever. He said, what's that on me? She said, experience. Life experience. And that's because as you grow older, I grow older as well. As you grow wiser, I become even more wiser. And obviously I have a 25-year-old head start on you. I have a 20-year-old head start on you. A 20-year head start on you. Like the countries tell the smaller, weaker, poor nations, there's no need for you to get a nuclear program. There's no need for you to develop a nuclear program because you're way behind. And by the time it takes you the years to develop a system, we'll be light years ahead of you again. And your weapons will be obsolete to our weapons. So why do you need them? You can never win the race if you're 20 years behind. You can't. It's impossible. So the experience that your mother has, the knowledge and the wisdom that your mother has, you may think you have more information, and you may. You may think that you're more religious. You may be. But you can never have as much life experience as her. So from the greatest treasures to have is a righteous wife, as it states in that narration. When the Prophet ﷺ was quoted, warning the companions, وَالَّذِينَ يَكْنِزُونَ الذَّهَبَ وَالْفِضَّةَ وَلَا يُنْفِقُونَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ فَبَشِّرْهُم بِعَذَابٍ أَلِيمٍ. Allah says, and those who hoard gold and silver, and they don't spend it in the cause of Allah, give them glad tidings of a painful torment in the hereafter. The narration says, أَلَا أُخْبِرُكَ بِخَيْرِ مَا يَكْنِزُهُ الْمَرْءُ. He says, shall I not tell you of the best treasure for a man to have? And the best thing to hoard and to protect is a righteous woman. Will you understand these words? Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salatullahi wa salamuhu ala ibadihi alladhina astafa. Amma ba'd. Now we understand that a righteous wife plays a great role in the life of any successful man. Whatever you look after, whatever you have ambitions for, whatever you're doing, a righteous woman in most cases is behind that successful man. And from the most important characteristics of a righteous wife is to support her husband. It's to help him out. It's to be there for him and to support him physically, support him financially if needed, support him verbally, giving him a pat on the back, giving him a hug, giving him a kiss, telling her husband, you can do it, inshallah. May Allah bless you. May Allah give you tawfiq. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the envious people, to the jealous people. You don't have to worry about this negative person. Inshallah, you can do it. Bismillah, husband, I'm confident that you can do it. That's one of the greatest things that you can have in a wife. But many brothers, they forget the reality that the opposite applies as well. The opposite applies as well. And that a husband should support his wife in her endeavors. Whether they be religious endeavors, whether they be secular endeavors, your wife wants to go to school and it's permissible for her to go to school. Your wife wants to open up a business. Your wife wants to run a business. Your wife wants to have children. Your wife wants to raise your children in a specific manner. Whatever your wife is aspiring to do of the good and the positive things of this life and thereafter, the husband should be there for her. And it should not be a one-way street. It shouldn't be a one-way street in which support me. Be Khadija, but I'm not going to imitate Muhammad. You be there for me when I need you, but when you need me, I'm sorry, I can't help you. Or that's a bad idea. That's stupid. You'll never get that done. That doesn't make any sense. Stop dreaming. Just sit in the house. There's no need for you to have any dreams or aspirations. And brothers, you will be shocked what many brothers tell their wives with regards to seeking knowledge. You'll be shocked what many brothers tell their wives with regards to open up a small business or doing certain things with their children. This isn't right, guys. And we have to be mindful of this, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And the believers, from that which is mentioned in the Quran, and one of the interpretations, which is very interesting, Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. Oh Allah, we ask of you three things. Not four, but three. Not two, but three things. آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً. Give us good in this life. وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً. And give us good in the next life. وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. And protect us from the fire of hell. Some of the scholars of Islam, of the early generations, they said this means آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيا حَسَنَةً الْمَرْأَةُ الصَّالِحَةُ وفي الآخرة حسنة الحور العين وقنا عذاب النار المرأة الصليطة السيئة. It says, oh Allah, give us good in this life, meaning with a righteous wife. Oh Allah, give us good in the hereafter with the hur al-ain, the women of paradise. وقنا عذاب النار, and protect us from the fire of hell, meaning an evil wife, a bad wife. Those are the three fears of the believing man. So those fears as well can pertain to a woman. A husband that's oppressive, a husband that's tyrannical, a husband that shows no support spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, etc. He's never ever there for her. Rather the opposite, in which there is spiritual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and the list goes on. So we want righteous wives, we want pious wives, we want beautiful wives. But what husbands do we offer ourselves to our wives? And are we grateful? And most importantly, are we deserving of this? Who told you that you deserve a righteous, beautiful wife? Who said that? How many times have you made dua for it? How many nights have you stood in prayer until your feet began to ache and hurt? Who said that you deserve a righteous husband? Who said that you were grateful to Allah for the last righteous husband that you had and squandered? So we have to be mindful, brothers and sisters, of the importance of having a righteous wife and the importance of having a righteous husband, and that each of the two spouses should support each other. And it lies no doubt, if a man leaves his wife, things don't work out, he'll never ever forget the virtue of the woman that was there for him. And that's the command of Allah, وَلَا تَنْسَوْا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Allah says, and forget not the virtue that you have among each other. Don't forget when she was there for you, and no brothers were there for you. Don't forget that. Don't forget that you've been divorced from this woman for how many years now? And your secrets have not reached the internet. They haven't reached Facebook. Your secrets that were not spread. She protected you. She kept you safe, and vice versa. وَلَا تَنْسَوْا الْفَضْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ. Do not forget the virtues that you have among each other and with each other. Support your wives. Support your husbands. Live in harmony. No one is perfect. No one is the walking, talking messenger of Allah. No one today. And the Prophet's wives are not living today. Rather, they could not remarry in the time when the Prophet had passed away. It was forbidden for them to ever remarry. So there'll never ever be another set of Ummahatul Mu'mineen. There is no woman who's pious 100%. And there's no man who's pious 100%. We all have flaws. We all have mistakes. We all have errors. Value the good. Appreciate the good and look for the good. I hope that Allah Azza wa Jalla has given me the success to convey the clear message in a plain, simple way for everyone to understand and to comprehend. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to allow us to implement this and to act upon this. We ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to have help or to give help to all of the Muslims worldwide who are suffering and struggling. Or the Muslims who are suffering and struggling on any level of suffering and struggling, whatever that level may be. We ask Allah to be there for them, to support them, and to give them patience upon those trials and victory upon their oppressors. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.